said that you're not fighting Kell Brook. Is that fight still viable for you after you've done this fight?
The Kell Brook fight didn't happen because his last performance was so bad that I had to leave that fight out. I mean, I wanna, you know, if it was a good performance Kell Brook had, then that fight would have been probably next. Because it was so bad, I think it's gonna knock the pay-per-view numbers, it's gonna knock the ticket sales. So that's why it didn't happen. But when this Crawford fight comes to the table, I mean, this is a massive fight, and Crawford is a great champion. I want to be at that position again. I want to be that world champion again, who everyone feared. Like when I fought Zab Judah, when I fought Garcia and them guys. I want to be back up there again, and I know I can. I'm much more smarter, more experienced. I made mistakes in my career, but you know, I've slipped from them. And in the last fight against people like Vargas and LaGreco, no disrespect, but it's very hard to motivate yourself in those fights, because you know you're supposed to go into the ring. You're reading all the media. The media is saying that you're gonna knock these guys out, you're gonna beat them easily. But in this fight, it's the opposite. And whenever I am under pressure, whenever I am the underdog, I always prove wrong. I mean, all the fights I've been, apart from the only fight I've not been the underdog in. Sorry, I have been the underdog in is Canelo, but obviously caught me with a great shot. But before that, when it was boxing, I was at boxing game, I feel. And all the other fights I've lost, I've just been caught with a good shot, and I've never really respected the opponent. Maybe that was like a lesson I've been taught, that you have to respect every opponent, because anything can happen in boxing. So especially this fight now against Crawford, I know I can't make any mistakes, so I have to go in there and stick to the game plan throughout the whole fight. You know, even if I hurt him, I have to stick to the game plan. I'm an experienced fighter. I've had 37 fights, and it's just great to be in a position where you got another fighter. People are saying that he's literally gonna win. People are already kind of saying, "Oh yeah, he's the winner." I'm not coming over here to lie down, you know, and so I am going to prove a point. That's why I'm taking this fight.
Do you look back at that Canelo fight? Maybe you should have been, you know, in retrospect, maybe you shouldn't have taken that fight.
No, you know why I'm happy I took that fight is because I would have always regretted it. Why did I take that fight, or why didn't I take that fight? Well, I'm happy I took it because I know that it wasn't the right weight for me. But if I didn't take it, I would have been like, oh, what would have happened? You know, I would have always thought like, what would have happened? But look, it's happened now. I believe I was winning the fight against Canelo, but honestly, when I fought guys and when I was hitting him, a lot of people don't give him the credit for his boxing skills. He's very skillful, and I say he's up there as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Canelo is. He was very strong, and even when I was catching him with some good shots, if I was catching the same people with those type of shots at my own weight, I would have hurt them or maybe put them back, push them back a little bit. But with Canelo, he was just wearing me down, taking them big shots, and but yeah, I have to say that, you know, I did feel the pressure in that fight, especially when I was in the ring.
Would you have stayed at 160?
No, never. I mean, I would not want to then fight Triple G and them guys. I've learned from that. Look, end of the day, look, I'm in a career where I want to walk out the sport the way I walked in.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's not all about like fighting these tough guys to prove a point. I mean, I don't have to prove anything. I've fought the best out there, and this is another fight I'm taking now over money. And a lot of the UK fans are a little bit upset I'm taking this fight.
Yeah.
But I feel that this is the legacy fight for me. If I win, I'm gonna say when I win this fight, it's gonna be a big shock to the world. It's like when it'll be a story that's gonna be told throughout everyone's boxing careers. People are gonna say how Amir Khan beat Terence Crawford, how Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman when he was the underdog. I mean, this is the way it's gonna be.
Sometimes when fighters get a knockout or get knocked out the way it happens, it may not be the same. When you return to the gym after that, do you see anything different?
I mean, no. I mean, since then, that Canelo loss, I've been knocked out. But that was in 2016, the fight against Canelo, 14. I can't remember. It was a while ago. So if you think about it, I mean, nah, man. I mean, it's not one bit knocked my confidence. I just work hard and train hard. It's all about my training and me being smarter, really, and working hard. So I never let things like get to me, man. I mean, I know some fighters would be disheartened, but I'm still here, man.
Is defense really important to you in this fight? Is that why you went back to Virgil?
Yeah, that's right. Virgil is a great trainer. No disrespect to my old trainer who I used for the last 2 fights, which is Joe Goosen. I think that I want to go back to the basics and do what I do best. With Virgil Hunter, apart from the Canelo fight, I have a 100% record with him. 147 pounds, I've never been beaten by anyone, and I feel that's my ideal weight, where I'm quick and not sluggish. I'm fit, I'm strong. Having Tony Brady on board will help me as well. So to be honest with you, I've got the A team on for this fight, and it's at a weight where I'm going to be comfortable at. So can't wait.
You know, if you win this fight, that Kell Brook fight is pretty much done, because you're going to have all the 147 pounders.
No, 100%, yeah, that is that as well. Because, but the thing is, this fight is a legacy maker. I win this fight, and then what I've always wanted to dream, all my dreams in boxing, dreams have been to be the best ever. And this is the fight that can take me there. Just that one fight. Some fights have to take 6, 7 fights to get to that level. But this is just the one that I feel like God's given me this fight because because I've always believed in being the best.
With that said, before you got this opportunity, did you feel that your career was a little incomplete, that you didn't get Mayweather?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Mayweather fight was a big fight for me. It would have been a big fight for me, and the Pacquiao fight. Those two fights I've always been chasing, and it's just great to be in a position where I was always chasing the big fights and never got them, apart from the Canelo fight. But this is a fight that kind of come on my doorstep, really, just fell on my lap because, and I was never expecting it. I was looking at the Kell Brook fight next, and then I get a phone call saying from Billy Keane, oh, would you be interested in the Crawford fight? And I've been watching Crawford a long time. I think he's a great fighter, he's a great boxer. But it's a perfect style for me, and I said, look, I'll take that fight. Styles make fights in boxing, and this, if I had to pick any style, it'd be that style.
Everyone mentions the Gamboa fight. Is that the fight you look to when you like? What do you see in Crawford?
I'm a better fighter than Gamboa, so I never really look at that fight. And Crawford's a lot better than Gamboa, so really Crawford's a better fighter since that fight. And I'm going to respect Crawford going into this fight. That respect's going to go out the window once we step in that ring. I've not seen the Gamboa fight, but we are going to analyse every fight. And I'm going to sit and with my trainer watch and see what he does best and what he doesn't do best. And how he got caught. Did he get put down in that fight or something?
No, he got up and he adjusted.
Yeah, you just so look. That's what you call a great fighter. Great fighters get put down to come back.
And he got put down. He got hurt. He got hurt. He didn't get put down.
Yeah. So we know that he can get hurt. We know that shots can get in. And with the speed that I have and the power and the movement, I think, and I'm a natural 147-pound fighter who's campaigned at this weight division for a long time. Not only that, but fought bigger names than Crawford. I mean, if you look at my resume and Crawford's resume, I've fought bigger opposition and better opposition. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to take him lightly. I'm still going to take him like he's the best guy I'm going to fight. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my best.
You said earlier this week in London, you said that the offer to fight Brook was not double the money that you're going to get to fight this. If it was double, would you have taken the Brook fight?
Well, maybe, yeah, because it's business end of the day. But and you know, one thing that you want to when you walk away from this sport is to be in a position where you never have to work again because you're working so hard. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't double. So this is where a lot of people are saying that, oh, you did it the Brook fight, it was only maybe $1 or $2 million, or no, it was double. But no, it's not. It's nowhere near that. It's literally about the same, really. So I'm not saying that. I mean, I know that there's more in this fight than just the money. It's the title, you know. And when I beat Crawford, I'll be up in the pound rankings. And even if I called it a day after that fight and retired, I'll be happy. I'll be a very happy man because I've achieved everything, or more than what I ever wanted to.
If you're successful in beating Crawford, will you look to unify with other welterweight champions? Like, let's say Manny Pacquiao per se. If he beats Broner, will you look to unify with Manny, or will you look to fight Kell Brook right after?
No, I'd love to unify. He's going to be fighting, and I'd love to unify and keep myself busy, and still fight Kell Brook as well, because in the UK that's a big fight, and I want to give it to the UK fans. They deserve to see that fight. But you know,
like you say, you've been looking for the biggest fight, and I know you say you want to fight Manny.
Yeah.
So if you do win the belt, will you immediately look to unify with Manny if Manny's successful in beating Broner?
Yeah, why not? I mean, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I think that would work. I mean, I'm with a great promotion company, Matchroom, who help me get the biggest fights, and whenever I want whatever fight I want, they normally help me and let me go take them fights. But it's up to the opponent if they want the fight. I've never been one fighter that's turned anyone down or said no to anyone. If it makes sense and it can happen, I'll make them fights. For example, this one. I mean, no one ever expected me to ever take this fight. They'd be like, is he crazy? When you start breaking the fight down, you think there is a lot of logic and you start thinking about it. There is a big chance of me winning this fight. So I mean, have a little think about it. Just think of this fight, and you realize that, yeah, you know what, we've seen upsets happen in boxing, and this will be another one.
How do you see Pacquiao-Broner?
I think Pacquiao is. It depends what Pacquiao shows up really. Broner and what Broner. It just depends on both fighters. Manny might have got old overnight. Broner might have just not got it in him. You don't know, is he doing it for the money or is he doing it to beat him? So you don't know what type of fighters are going to be coming into the ring. But I feel like Manny Pacquiao edges this fight, in my opinion. I'll give it 60-40 towards Manny Pacquiao. But at the same time, Broner you can't take lightly, because he's one of the type of fighters that when he needs to fight, he turns it up, you know.
There was talk of you and fighting Broner before, so would you look to fight Broner, maybe?
See, whenever there's been talks about fights, for example, Garcia, Broner, these Thurmans and other names out there, yeah, I've been up to fight them, but I've never got a response back from them. So that's the type of guy I am. I mean, I'll always get people saying, "Oh, you don't fight this guy." Like, I thought I offered, I wanted to fight the best out there, and look at like how this option come to me. So I'm just one of the type of guys that at least people still remember me as this guy never took a fight lightly. I mean, and never turned anyone down. When there's an offer there, I'll take that fight.
You said that you've made a lot of money in the sport, and you can walk away today, and you're involved in a lot of charity work, and you have children and family. Any pressure from the family side to maybe walk away?
Well, my wife's always saying, like, you should retire. I think this would be probably my last chapter in boxing now. So I'll give it a couple of fights. I'll probably
with a lot of pages.
Well, yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not. My wife will kill me. She's the real champion at home. But I just feel that maybe, look, a couple of fights, and I want to call it a day. I've had a great career, honestly. Yeah. And I think to top it off with this win, I win this fight, I can call it a day. You know what I mean? I never want to finish on a loss. I always want to finish on a win, on a high. I win this fight, I might call it a day. You know, you never know. Anything can happen in boxing, because, like I say, it's not the money. It's just achieving everything I wanted to achieve in the sport and then calling it a day and then enjoying my life.
Outside of this fight, what's your ideal fight that you want?
Manny Pacquiao. Gotcha. I would love that fight. And now there's talks in like places like Saudi Arabia. There's talks in all around the world. You know that they want to see that fight. They pump a lot of money in Saudi. They want sport to happen there. So I'm happy to take that fight maybe to Saudi. Let's see what happens. There's that option. So yeah. I also want to say that there's a young fighter I'm also going to try to put on the card. On my undercard against Crawford, which is from Pakistan. I have a boxing academy there, and also from England as a young fighter there. So I'm gonna fly over here and put him on my card. So I thought it's always good to help the younger generation fighters who can one day become champions. So there's a young fighter from Pakistan who I'm gonna help out, and also here, and there's another young kid in Brooklyn who I'll try to help as well. I want to give back to boxing.
That would be
Khalid. Yeah, I like to help Khalid as well. So there's a lot of young talent here who need that help, and me having the name and being a co-partner in these co-promoters in these shows, I'd love to help the young fighters, because they need people like us to help them. I mean, I think people like Floyd, Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao should do the same thing as well. Let's help the young fighters to come up and, you know, and make it as champions.
Can I talk about Khalid for a minute? Because I came up with Khalid at Wilson's gym. What do you think about him? And how did you meet him?
So I have a friend of mine called Latif. Latif introduced me to Khalid. Khalid is a great fighter, man. He moves well, he boxes well, has a lot of power, skillful, is right up there. I mean, these are the young fighters we need to look at, you know. And also there's other fighters in Pakistan, for example, who don't get the opportunity, who will never get the opportunity. And I want to be able to give them that opportunity. And now I'm opening boxing leagues all around the world. I'm opening boxing leagues in places like Turkey, Pakistan, India. The population in those countries are huge, and you're telling me you can't get a handful of fighters, great fighters. So I'm helping boxing leagues, and hopefully one day come to America as well to set my boxing league. I've got the WBC, who are the partners in the boxing league with me. So Mauricio helped me to get through this. But yeah, you know what? It's just giving back to boxing, man. I love the sport. Even when I'm going to leave from it, I might leave from it in a year's time. But I want to always be involved in it somehow. Maybe in the management side, or maybe in the promotional side, or even having boxing leagues.
How was the conversation between you and Eddie when you told him no to the Brook fight, and then, you know, I'm fighting the best, arguably the best pound for fighter in the world?
I didn't want to be in a position. I didn't want to come across to Eddie like I was all to top rank, that I was playing them each play the deal, and trying to get the highest, most paid and most money. So I just went there and I just told him straight, I go, look, for me, I think this fight's better. I'm not gonna say, well, give me your offer, give me your offer. I'm just gonna say, this is what I want, and I'm gonna go and take it. And that's what I did. I mean, Eddie was cool with it. And he said, yeah, go ahead. If you want that fight, just go and make it. I've looked at the message where he sent me that, where he said, yeah, go have the. If you want that fight, go and take it. If you feel like you can win that, I go 100%. I feel like I win it. So he was very helpful in that.
Why Manny Pacquiao the ideal fight for you? Like that question was asked, and you immediately was like Manny Pacquiao.
You know Manny Pacquiao. We've tried, man. Look, there's only so many fighters like I can try to get. Maybe a fight like this now, me fighting Crawford, might lure these other fighters in and say, wait a minute, he's fighting this guy, that guy. I mean, Amir's got a name in America and in the UK, which is a massive boxing market there now. So let's try to get the Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao might say yes to it now. I've tried to get these fights, man. They've never happened. I mean, I'm not going to talk bad about them because I respect every fighter out there and I think they're great fighters, but I've just never got a yes from them. So there's names like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, the rematch with Danny Garcia, the Broner's out there. I mean, there's some big names in boxing who I'd love to fight and share the ring with, and so let's see if that ever happens. But they know that I ain't one fighter to mess around because I'm fighting. I'm going out of promote. I'm working with different kinds of promoters. I'm not only staying with one promotional company. I'm working with all the promoters to get the fights done. Yeah. So I'm going to probably be at the Manny Pacquiao fight on Saturday. I'll be watching that. As a boxing fan, I'm going to go there, enjoy myself, and then just take it from there. Really.
Is it fair to say that you're the most feared welterweight in the world?
No.
Okay.
No, look, end of the day, look, I'll be honest with you. They're probably bigger and better fighters than me, and stronger fighters than me. Welterweight division. I'm up there, one of the big names in boxing and one of the good guys and one of the good fighters in boxing. But I'm not going to say I'm the most feared fighter. Like, I probably ain't. Okay. But I've still got a lot left in me to show, and.
I mean fair, I mean like stylistically wise, because you're a very good welterweight, you're former welterweight.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because you know what, I'll end up getting so much hate. I mean, I always get hate for like things I might have said and questions people have asked me and I've maybe answered them and they've not liked it. Yeah. I just want to be remembered as a fighter that fought everyone, fought the best, beat a lot of the best, and was never shy away from a fight. And when I have to perform, I perform. I give my fans and the people in boxing a fight.
I always wanted to ask you, like, are you annoyed and find it unfair about your criticism of your chin, because you fought legitimately big punchers and you got caught, and like you said, a lot of these guys would have went down.
I mean, I just feel that they want to have something to go at me, and they want to put. Every fighter has something they always talk bad about. Every fighter, from Mayweather, Pacquiao, to everyone. Now, when Manny got knocked out, no one really said anything about his chin. When I got knocked out, people talked about my chin. He got knocked out. He got knocked out by a smaller fighter in Marquez. I got knocked out by a bigger fighter in Canelo. So I just never really let it get to me. I just stay focused, and end of the day, they still buy the fight. They still want to see me. Once I leave the sport, they'll go on to someone else calling someone else's names. So it's one of the things I get a lot of criticism. But it's funny because when they meet me in person, they always say to me that, oh man, you're a nice guy. We never knew you were a nice guy. I'm a simple guy, man. I mean, they just assume that because in the sport of boxing, I've made a lot of money. I've done so well in the sport that people always want to put you down. So I think that's where it is, really. I think a lot of jealousy and stuff like that. But I would still go over, and even though people that talk bad about me, I still would go over and shake their hands and say, how you doing? I say hello to them. I'm that type of guy.
Outside of watching Crawford, like you said, you've been watching him for years. What would you say is his best attribute in the ring?
He has a great jab. He moves well. Puts punches together quite well. And look, he's very offensive. So it's all about just making sure I'm not gonna just exchange with him and give him a free shot. I'm gonna be very smart in this fight. Yeah, you'll definitely see a different Amir Khan in this fight because I know how much there is to achieve it by winning this fight. So I'm not gonna just go in there to give him any sort of advantage. There's no point looking at my previous fights because it's gonna be a totally different fight.
I've never seen you get outboxed, Amir. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen you get outboxed, and Terence is